CSST service delivery filters. The service delivery form is displayed here with the service list or grid listing page up front can be used to create a set of custom filter conditions to limit the records that you see on that page. Those customized filters can be applied both here in the service delivery form itself and in certain service delivery reports, particularly the service delivery clients report. You do that by either clicking or right-clicking this Limit by Current button, and initially you'll need to right-click it in order to create a set of filter conditions. So you've got the choice of choosing a set of filter conditions that have been previously saved as a named set, creating a new one, or using a CSST query, which is specifically applicable to filter conditions. As of this publication, there's only one set of those in the CSST query category. So let's take a look at the Create, Edit a Filter, and we bring up the service delivery filter dialog, which is very similar to the client table filter builder or filter dialog, with a few major exceptions. And if you haven't seen the video clips on creating filters there, I would suggest that you look at those first, because we're going to make some assumptions here that you are familiar with the general concept. So in this form, the major difference between this one and the client filter builder is that there's no separate drop-down list for tables. The table and field conditions are combined into a single drop-down list as shown here. The table is indicated by a prefix, 1S for service delivery, and so forth. You see 2I, 3F in the listing. The codes for those are shown with the What's This Help icon, which brings up the pop-up dialog that you see in the middle of the form there, where 1S is service delivery, 2I is service items, 3F is funding sources, and so forth. So you can choose any of the fields from any of those tables. You just do it in a single drop-down list here. So the example that we have up here now is service category from the service delivery table, and we've got it set to comparison like clothing. This is a category code field, so you can right click on this field and you get the listing. Let's change it to childcare, and we simply select childcare, click back in the field, and it changes to that code. And in order to put it in the list down below, we click Edit List, and it changes it to childcare here. Now we can change the description that appears in the title block. That will appear either as the last set that you created and stored there, or it will fill it in for you automatically with a new set of conditions as you change things here. If you want to save the set, you should probably give it a new name. But let's add another condition just as an illustration here. I'm going to go to the funding sources table, so that starts with 3. We'll set the amount to greater than 0 and add that to the list here. So now we're looking for categories like childcare and that has a funding source amount associated with that service delivery record that's more than 0. If we click the test button, that'll tell us that we have 14 that meet those conditions, and then we can change this if needed, and I had previously done this one, so the description actually is accurate. Categories childcare, funding source amounts greater than 0. We click Save and Apply, and it will save this set of conditions with that name and apply the filter at the same time. And we see the list of records that fit that set of filter conditions. The filter name appears down here in red. The Limit by Current button label appears in red to show that a filter is active at the time. Clearing the filter, simply click that button and it clears the filter away. Now once a set of conditions is selected, or is created and saved rather with a name, then you've got the option of right-clicking, choosing a filter by name, and we could change this to, let's say, childcare source and follow-up only, which illustrates another feature. We click Apply, and we see that we have a listing of filtered records that fit the description of that filter, which I'll get to in just a second, and there's a total of 37 there. When you do that, as a user, that filter is now stored for your use in the service delivery form. So if I close the form and then come back and reopen it, it opens without the filter applied. But if I just simply now click the button, not right click, but click the button, it reapplies that same filter, and you see the filter name appears down here, and we're back to our 37 records. So that's stored for each individual user. And they can change that simply by right-clicking and choosing a different named filter set. But users who are not logged in as System Administrator cannot create new sets of filter conditions nor save them as named sets. So the System Administrator level user has to create that function. Let's go back and look at the create and pull in recall. And we want this childcare and follow-up, childcare source and follow-up only, and we click recall. What this does is it activates another feature that's indicated by this checkbox down below, limit to source and follow-up. What that does is it applies the filter conditions as advertised here, which there's only one, and that the service category is like childcare, which is almost the same as what we had before, but the checkbox was not checked before. And what the checkbox does then is it further limits the list of records that appear in that filtered list to only those that either have a follow-up record or are a follow-up record. So you're going to get all of the parent records and all the follow-ups that are attached to those records when you create a filter with those conditions.